And welcome. I'm just going to freehand some smaller bases here. Some smaller base designs. Things you would do as a solo, maybe a duo. This is going to be a freehand video, so I'm not going to get into the scripted content here. I'm just going to let the building plan cook. I'm going to start off with a 2x1 expansion base. Yeah, forgive the lag on this server. It's always a challenge. I like to place the shelf first when doing these, just because it's easier and less likely to have an error with placing that and having to go back through either destroying the foundation, just keep testing that. If you place the shelf first and then fit the TC, it's a lot easier. Anyway. Yeah, lagged out. I may not fit the second one. No. It's a lot easier to do without this wall frame in as well. You can also add the smaller boxes. A lot of groups that I'm in tend to steer away from using these. They are viable. Again, they're easier to place without the door there. You can get a third one in the middle without the door. It's marginal space at best. And then I like to place we're just gonna skip tier 1 and go right to tier 2. Tier 1 will go in the same spot and just obviously pick it up. You add some furnaces. Yeah, we're talking a solo, duo, maybe a trio base. If you don't mind living cramped. I'll just set it up as a duo for now. In a trio, I would remove those 2 furnaces, leave one in the corner, put a bag horizontally that way, and then continue the furnaces along this wall. Like so. But again, we're building for a duo solo. Add some more doors. These will be replaced with garage doors eventually because quality of life. It's a lot better with a garage door. This one, early game, you want to avoid this. Because if you're anything like me, you'll stick a grenade to that door and somebody will panic and close that and blow themselves up. It'd be funny if you're on the giving end of it and not so much the receiving end. Again, you're going to have that with either way, placing that door. So again, garage doors are key. in that scenario. The jump up, if you're logging out for the night, then yeah. I don't like that they changed all the settings on the menus on the build servers too, so it's all brand new to me. If you don't have garage doors yet, you can skip the one here on the jump up and just give yourself a shotgun trap underneath here to protect from somebody trying to go deep on you. And if you don't have a shotgun trap, wait here, water pipe DB or something. If they kill you with that door open and they're controlling this section here, and you can get to that, use that. Otherwise, just don't open a damn door. Now with this, we're just gonna continue. Oops. Now, temporarily, you can do something like that to get in. Again, a door camper can hide here and wait for you. It's a risk you have to take with these vaulted entrances. Go around like that. Just give me one moment. Actually, I did this incorrectly. Let's fix this right now. The entrance come back into here. You can do something like this for your airlock. Now, if you're solo, single doors aren't going to matter to you too much. You got more than one person, maybe do something like this. And then later on in the build, you can break this and replace it with a wall frame. Making ability a little bit better. And there's a mistake. This is where I like to freehand live and actually see things. I don't know, more genuine and less scripted. What I'm fixing here, if you're new and wondering, is I'm increasing the door path. So had I made my jump up here directly across, it would have been 1, 2. The door path would have been shorter here. I'm adding an extra door by putting it on a different side as opposed to straight across. But we'll get back to that. We can finish the honeycombing on the first story. This is a non-bunkered base. This is a very simple base design. It's meant to be not stressful, something you can get down in a busy area on wipe day. Just gonna get that for now. Now to expand off the footprint, you can do squares off the end triangles. These can either be used as utility areas or bedrooms, what have you. I'm going to fill in the gaps here with some triangles. We can begin, again, honeycomb. Or you can use it for mobility and stuff like that. Yeah, freehand, so taking my time to look at what I'm building. What I can do to change it up a little bit. Let's just not liking how that is laying out there, so we'll go back and change it. Pull up chat, so in case anybody wants to talk to me, I'll see it. Let's do something like lag on the server is unbearable. Rusticated build servers used to be my favorite one, but since they changed the menu, I'm not so fond of it. Something simple like this, again, solo duo. You don't need some giant open core to gum things up. Again, viewing back at this, I'm not liking this. I'm thinking a door on the end would be better here. If we could do something like this. Maybe not. We'll see in a second. Just gonna mirror it. See if I like it or not. It's doable. It's not going to give you the greatest peak up there, though. Get some angles. Great. No, I may tell you that freehanding is not difficult. And yes, I am an 11K hour Rust builder. Granted, I do not do it as often as I used to. I do sometimes enjoy it. So. Again, here I'm looking at this from two perspectives. I'm looking at raid costs, and I'm also looking at mobility here. Obviously, the raid cost isn't much because without any honeycomb for that loot room, that's one wall. So I'm thinking maybe if I do a sort of bedroom there, maybe get rid of the airlock down here altogether, and a loot room, possibly. I don't know. Maybe changing this up here in the corner here. Maybe we can do it this way instead. Freehand's a lot of trial and error. That's why I use build servers for obvious reasons. And really play around with what is comfortable with you for you. Change this back into the loot room. Maybe bring the entrance up here somewhere. We'll do another one of these here. Yeah, I'm starting to feel that's a little bit more comfortable here. Do something like this, keep them guessing. Can use something like that. Again, thinking mobility wise. If we could turn that into a bedroom, or if you don't mind running around to, yeah, those parts of your basement, you can put a little garden in there. More than likely a bedroom on either side. We'll build this for, just say, a duo now. Change that up. We'll make this one the bedroom this time. And we'll make this one another way up. Here are the walls here. Changed up my view here. Still would like to secure this area more. We'll come back to it. Second story here. Something like that. Try it on the other side as well. See how it looks. I'm starting to think I could change this up a little bit. Do something like this. That one. Same thing here. We're gonna strong side facing away from the loot room. Turret pod there. Maybe we'll bring that up. These kind of small little rooms, if you lock the boxes in there, it's kind of difficult for a raider to unlock it. They're still going to be able to just like pick out this wall or something to get to the loot in there. So you can always like make these metal for like once they prevent it, that kind of deter it. The time being, we'll just take the stone. What else can we do here? We have the drop down. Well, let's say we build this here, maybe make a... I would still go with that, opposed to a window frame, but maybe a large battery can go there. And the reason being why I would keep it door frame, because if we go to construction here, we'll find some garage doors. A boring skin. I keep it looking the same. When somebody comes in here to raid, they're gonna be looking for that drop down, obviously, but if everything looks the same, maybe they blow up that door on accident. Waste a little bit more of their boom, more time for a counter, more time for you to hit up and defend. Let's keep going here with the project. The outside, you come in, come up. I can work with that. Just go to the walls there. Maybe not. Let me just seal this section in, see how it looks. It seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4 doors potentially to core. Any turrets up there, but they're not going to be. You're going to be able to mess those turrets up with some HVs and get the angle right. But they're going to have a pretty good lockdown on the doors area as well. I can use this as a loot room as well. A little more expensive. They do come through that side. I doubt they would. Get here. If you have any questions in chat, feel free to chat them out. I'll do my best. Seal that off there. Seal that off there. And right now I'm trying to think about the next level as well. I want to be able to keep going up and give myself some roof access. Definitely fill in these sides for mobility. Maybe we can do something like this. Just a temporary square there. If he wants to agree with me, we can fit a binaries on either side. And again, is this solo or duo? You don't even need one of these. The OCD in me wants to have two to make everything like mirror itself. And I find a way to incorporate those. The thing that always catches me off guard when doing a solo base is having multiple ways up. I don't like being door camped. I don't think anybody who plays this game likes being door camped. If you're getting door camped by the solo, what's the one thing a solo can't do? Guard two sides of the base at the same damn time. So having multiple ways in and out, if you know where your camper is, you can avoid them by using another roof, roof access, or a multiple way in. Alright, not liking little refinery rooms, I'll revisit it. I'm thinking we just go something this. Maybe. Maybe not. Say we get rid of both the doorways. Say we do a half board here, we'll get rid of that. Stone. That. Board frame on top of it. It'd be an awkward little jump up to come up from the first floor, but sometimes you have to sacrifice for those things. Do this in twig. And then I think that would just to be temporary to get the 4-box pattern in the bottom, and then you would just remove this middle wall. Stone. You can obviously bring in all the metal. I just like to build in one skin. Maybe we keep that there. It'd be a little awkward, but it's not bad, I guess. Let's seal that off. Put some boxes so you can see a little bit more of a completed version of it. Still get these in here, even if somebody were to break them. Just about how you stand. The 4-box loot room, I'm not gonna make you suffer watching me try to get that in, so I'll just do that for sanity's sake. You can fit 4 in a square like this on the ground. Do it, keep going around like this. It just gets really finicky, and it can be frustrating as all hell. To get that last one in, but you can fit 4 there. It's just not going to fit now. It can be done. You can watch other videos just to show you that it can be done. It's frustrating, and I didn't want to do that in the one that was the jump up, because the jump up, having lived in a similar base to this, I know you don't have a lot of room, and you're gonna have to do a weird kind of jump there to get out. And it can be frustrating when you need to move quick. Electrical turn. That's not the shirt I want. Maybe something like that. That turret's gonna shoot you as soon as you get to there. So they come through, they blow up the garage door. You're gonna have to blow it up from the here. They're not gonna know the turret's there. They're gonna hear it. you could definitely bait that turret. Take it out pretty easily with HVs. But if it slows them down, it slows them down. You gotta be more careful with turrets than you could be a couple years ago and spam them everywhere. I know some tricks for getting them in the same base, but over the count. Just have to go out and X amount of foundations from the original turrets you placed. Make these a default skin for the loot rooms. If you're curious about these door skins, they came from a Twitch drop, like Latin American streamers or Latin streamers. For stability's sake, maybe I'll put that in there. I don't know if I would populate that with a door. If you're going to build up, you might as well have as much stability as you can get. I'm feeling like I don't like this, so maybe get rid of it. Put that box back in there. Maybe leave that a little bit more open. Maybe do a half hole on top of it. Again, in stone. Not like the rusticated controls. And maybe we can seal that off. You can do some slightly overhanging boxes in the middle here. You're gonna have to lock these because of the windows. Probably too much space for a solo or duo on a vanilla server. Maybe on a 2 or 3x. Having that much box space would be better. It's not a bad small little open core, I guess. Maybe we could get rid of these. I don't want to face the soft side the other way around. And it's going to look weird. Maybe do them in stone and then break those up to metal first. I don't know. We'll play around with it. Do something like this. Put the roof in there. Kind of digging that. You can also do the I'm not gonna lie, the jump ups kind of gets annoying here, and I'll give you another tip in a second when I get these placed. You have to be careful of when doing these kind of jump ups and peaks. Give you a couple of tips. Oh, see, I won't even go there now. Look at that. They fix stuff. No, maybe that will go. Alright, so when you're doing a jump up like this, demonstration here. If you die with a weapon in your hand and you're peeking this corner right here, something, and you're trying to get one of these angles here, if you die here, you're gonna drop your gun. and it's going to fall in that corner. And you're not going to be able to get your gun back. You're going to be yelling at your builder. You're going to be yelling at yourself. You're going to be yelling at me for using this content to make your base. So, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Don't do this. We're just going to do a more traditional roof here. And now another tip. When using this specific peak here, yeah, you get a little bit of a gap if you come up high. But if you want to shoot straight and you have access to it, Brutalist is your friend. Brutalist gives you the best peak here possible. It's not possible here with metal. Again, the higher you can do it. Armored, very minimal. If unusable, if not unusable. I'll show you some of the other skins here. Stone. Try Kobe. Not bad. Not so much stray ahead. A little bit, maybe. Let's try brick. Brick basically seals it. I'll try regular stone. A little bit top down, not so much like straight out. I think the best of both worlds. The brutalist one. You get it straight and you can shoot down. That's the way I would recommend doing it. You don't have to use the horizontal abrasives and everything that I'm placing. It's just kind of a default setting that I just allow the game to do. It's easier than me going back and messing with it. Changing, putting them all on myself. You could do vertical, you could do... These ones you obviously want to do horizontal because you're trying to get a head glitch. But these other sides, they could be your vertical embrasure if you want. But just for me, the ease of building a base and knowing that I can interchange these out as I see fit, I just let the game decide, or set it up so the game will just put something there. Opposed to me flying around for 10 minutes afterwards adding embrasures to a base design. It's frustrating. Brutalist. So let's recap here. Let's walk through this thing from... I just got killed outside and I spawned in my bag at the bottom. Come back up here. Awkward jump, open core esque area. And then get back out quick. I can get back out quickly there. Maybe attack's coming. I need to get a peek on attack. This. Come back and revisit this side again after I thought about it for a minute. Let's get the other side mirrored. If I go too fast, you can yell at me in chat. I'll go faster. Yeah. Something like that. So maybe we can do those there, like so. Do the garage door on the side that goes up. See, this definitely needs to be more on one wall. So maybe we remove these. I'm gonna put that in a different. Come back and revisit what I can do with those side areas. Yeah. I'm thinking just probably honeycomb all the way up. Maybe a mobility chute. Revisit it. Maybe we can do something like this. Maybe not. Same rule applies to the blue skin here. Better angle. These are one of my favorite peaks in the game. This one gives you a weird angle for taking heli, but I always like these kind of peaks for taking heli. If there's more than one person. Again, I'm gonna run out of there, so maybe these aren't the best in the base design. And again, you gotta think about solo cost here. Let's see if we can make some kind of shell or compound. These guns here. Keep those protected. Let's see what I can do here. We can do a real basic one. These ones you have to be a little bit careful with, because I have this friend who, if you watch any of my live streams, you may have seen him. His name is Aesop's, and he is a master of getting into people's faces. Going over their compounds. Takes a lot of pride in it. We can do something like that and have a little drop box there we can pipe into base. I'm just going to use wood walls here. See if I can seal out this corner or something I can work with. I don't know how I feel about this change. You can tell me how you feel about it. I'm not too. Yeah, I'm gonna add some more honeycomb up there. I'm just kind of like freehanding, so I'm just kind of playing around here, rambling to myself. I don't know if I like the new ways to place walls. I think that's gonna block that turret too much. I mean, I get it, and not being able to use them as barricades like out in the wilderness is nice, but I don't know. I'm so used to having to place them quickly, and then taking advantage of people that placed them too quickly. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. You know, with turrets up there, I would give good coverage there, but these are weak turrets, and are going to take a lot to account. These ones are protected, some Matri rockets, those are not so much. Maybe I can revisit this in a second. Gotta do something here, like Bonds is saying. There's some kind of honeycomb here. I don't know if I want to use that spot, but this definitely needs honeycomb. One wall is not going to be good. I don't know if I want to use that room there for something. Probably not. One wall to there is going to go deep real quick. Maybe I'll just make it all honeycomb. Screw the dead space. I'll do it that way. I will take your advice there, buddy. Come on, build it. Let's see what's here. Yeah, that's gonna have to definitely be honeycombed as well. And I gotta revisit these peaks here and make sure it's even worth doing anymore. Not really. Another way I can protect this. I definitely do not want that one wall. I come back to it. I don't think it's going to give me much of a wide gap, and I think I built it too close to the side to really play around with it. I'm going to use something a lot of builders do all the time. Clear. Load up another old build and try to get some inspiration. So we're going to load up one of my other builds here. We'll just pick randomly, I guess. Small eggshell type base with a furnace wall and funnel wall inside. This would be more of a group 4 to 6 man. This base actually has a cool feature in it. If you were to leave these very specifically these 3 frames wood. I'm not going to do it, but if you're getting raided from top down, the cool thing about this base is you can burn these out yourself with a Molotov or 2, and what's going to happen is in this entire floor is going to come crashing down. So if they're top downing you, they're coming through the top, they come through there, you know that that's the direction they're coming. When they get to this point, this honeycomb level layer, kind of partial honeycomb layer. They get to that point, and then you know they're in your charcoal farm. You can delete those 3 frames, and that entire section is going to come crashing down along with them, right into your turrets. They're not going to expect it, and these turrets are gross, by the way. These ones are absolutely disgusting. I've built this base on a live server before with I think it was probably 8 to 10 man group, and they absolutely love these turrets. And the way I found that you can hide it in a kind of a clever way. You're just going to visit electrical. I'm just going to use some of these just as an example, so I can do this easier. And you have your wiring tool. This is a clever trick to hide turrets. You may have seen this in other like trolling videos. What we're going to do here is we're just going to go here, up. Just going to keep spamming them back and forth, back and forth. Watch your range, back and forth. This does not hinder the ability of the turret to shoot. Let's call that one, bring that one back over. And I'll do the same thing in this one. You don't have to have these plugged in. You can do it with a cable, with actual directing cables, or you can just do what I'm doing. And you put the branch in a different spot. And it does work. It does actually hide the turret from view. It kind of masks it a little bit, but not going to obviously offer it any boom protection. Hey, Ala, how's it going? I'm just kind of freehanding and gaining some inspiration from one of my old builds. This is an eggshell base. This is probably your more 4 to 6 man. TC's kind of in a pretty boring spot. This is more about your open core anyway. Gives you some retake angles. I'm going to come back up into open core here. And I was explaining these wood frames, so that up there, if you're getting ready to top down and you know they're in your charcoal farm layer, right here, you can burn these out yourself, kind of self-raid yourself a little bit, and what's going to happen is you're going to surprise them. That entire floor is going to drop. And it's going to be just sitting here with a bunch of peaks for people respawning at beds or whatnot to have angles to fight back into. And they're going to drop right straight into these turrets. And I was showing a way of hiding those turrets in those corners using the cables. The turret shoots through it just fine. It's unbothered, but it makes it a little bit less likely to see at a glance. And most people are going to be looking at like the center here, thinking there's going to be something behind this wall holding a turret looking down. If I remember correctly, this base actually meets the requirement of turrets without going over, and the way I got away with doing that, yeah, this one's fine. I have another version of this base where I have a double compound, and I was able to put even more turrets outside, just because they're far enough away from the original ones that are replaced. They don't go against that count. Some roof turrets, those aren't bad. They're a little outplayed now. A lot of people have been using those, and they've kind of changed the meta a little bit. This is a bunker free base. We could do some old school pixel gaps in the gatehouses or the external TC areas. When I get into a base this size, though, I don't really think about that kind of aspect. I think about just taking it online to the face, and how long can I survive it? If I'm building, I'm going to have boxes kicking around in here with building mats on it. So if we do take it online, I can spawn in at a bedroom, say here, have some wood and stone or wood and metal in here so I can go back in and try to seal the breach real quick. Now, I believe on Rusticated, it is doing a count of these. I'm not 100%. And the ones that would be glitching out would be glitching out. These peaks are pretty good. Stop flying around. So if you get into a fight out there and you kill some dudes out there, you can drop down real quick and get right out of base. And go loot your kill. And again, these give these good peaks. And now if you keep this, and back down to stone, and use the brutalist skins. Make sure you're going to get a little bit better of a peak. Somebody's laddering up. You got angles in here. I like these bedrooms. Some people don't. I call them the crow nests. I'm gonna give you straight access to run right back over to, main base. Helicopter pad. I do this in helicopter pad because I don't know if you've ever had a scrappy and somebody comes by and they have a compound bow. For some reason, they have to blow up your scrappy. Chain link fence can help. It won't prevent anything. Nothing's preventable in this game, but it deters it. I also, I do enjoy putting, change this here for, I do like having one of these low on the other side of the base. And the reason being is they can't shoot down. So what will happen is if you have them up here, which is all fine and dandy, is somebody just like flying over your shit and they get blown up. Or your base doesn't render in and then they get blown up. But it's the guys that come in that see the furnaces running, they'll use a mini and they'll try to sneak over just high enough so they can get over the wall, land right here, loot your shit, and then duck out real quick. Having the low one, wherever I put it, is as soon as they breach that wall, they're going to get fucked. Now, granted, yeah, that may actually hit the wall there and may do some damage to itself. You may have to like maintain them a little bit more than you would have to do on the roof ones. But I think saving your stuff that's in the furnaces from somebody trying to grub you with a mini, that's going to help. Like I said, do not shoot down. They can only shoot up. It's like a dog. When I look up. Or they can't look up. This base has been built on a live server before. Maybe with not all the detail, but it has been built. It has been lived in. It's got great angles, a lot of retakes, a lot of raid defense. The quick shoots out are a lifesaver when you get that kill out in the field from here and you need to get out quickly to loot. You drop heli or something, you gotta get out quickly. Instead of fighting through all these little jump ups and all that nonsense, you can just straight down and out. And it also helps for like MRLS soak. And again, these are not the... It's a risky way of getting up into the bedroom, but once you have it set up here, we've used these in the group I was in at the time, used these to defend the raid, and they could not stop singing their praises about how good these bedrooms were. Because you could put maybe a locker in this one, or 2 lockers in that, in one of these sides, and then more beds over here, and you get 3 of them. So you can have a good amount of your group spawning in these during a raid, and it is such a great way to defend. You can get that quickly over to base, and either like your shooting level, your roof, your helipad, you can get so many different angles from it, and quick mobility around your base. And you're trying to get back into a raid. I mean, who's going to take this out in a raid? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be like coring here. They're going to have eyes up here, because if they're smart anyway, they're going to know these are bedrooms. But nobody's going to sit there and try to take that out in order to raid the core. So you're always going to have these spawns pretty much unhindered. And that's how we were able to defend a raid in this base once, is because they were trying to core through. I'm down here scrambling to reseal what they're blowing up. And I got people spawning up in here, just destroying them. You get some good angles from that door's open. See how they're coming through that wall there, or over there. There's a lot of ways to defend from those, and then quick mobility back into base. It's a lifesaver. Now this base design is a little bit different from the other ones I've done. Whereas I have the elevator shafts. It was kind of a request in the group to live in a base that had elevators, so I kind of incorporated it into this build. There is another variation of this base that does not have these, but for mobility's sake, it's nice to have. We used them for a wipe. I liked it. How's it going? Just playing around, getting some inspiration from an old build. Maybe go look at this dude's build over here. Not too sure I like that. Looks like a 4x4. Maybe a 2x2 shell in there. I can't get in there and look. This short stubby one, kind of boring. Who knows what the hell he's doing? Yeah, what do you need help? Well, you have FPS drops. Like, what do you mean? Like, just dropping when you're out in the wilderness, or when you're building a base like this? If you're out in the wilderness and you're having FPS drops, you're just gonna have to drop your graphical settings. The shadow distance, that kind of stuff is gonna help. Particle quality definitely helps. You can bring down your object quality, your tree quality. This stuff will also help you in PvP too, even if you're running a fast system. I stream, so I kind of make it look a little bit prettier. Oh, yeah, having FPS drops in my stream. I just use YouTube. It's the platform I'm used to. I have a Twitch account. I don't have a Kick account. I've just always used YouTube. Maybe in one of these streams I'll actually end up building a solo base. I always end up playing with some of my other builds. Let's see here. Let's see what else I got in the server. I know I have some electrical builds that were playing around when they were updating the electrical stuff. I don't think I have my plumbing on this one. I got some old school builds here. I'll try this one out. I think this is one without the elevators. This is just a smaller version of the same base. And this does have the elevators. Cool thing about these, so if they take that out and they go to come in here to raid, they have to take out the furnaces too. And that's just a little bit more raid cost. And those turrets will erase you. So much on that side, but that one, fuck you up. Like this side, if I had replaced that with a chain link, it'd probably give a better angle there, but we'll revisit that in another day. See, Warren already looked at that one. Might have to change servers, stop and restart the stream. Go to a different one where they have other build servers on there. Here's some old builds that I did years and years ago. This one actually works as a sub base. These designs, some of these designs are like 10 years old. I shit you not. I don't remember. Let's see what this one is. I think this might be my industrial base that I use in larger groups. Or it's nothing. Looks like it's nothing. I can show you the infinite furnace footprint. So what you do is you do thorn twig, 2 at the end of the stone, this. If you like furnace bases, you're gonna love this. Big furnace here. Tuck it back into the corner so you have mobility. These are actually easier to place in the bottom. I'm sure you guys all know it's a pretty common trick. These roofs here, place on the end of the squares, and on the end of these squares. That seals you in. You come over to the end. Now the cool thing about this footprint is, say you want another one. Oh, I need another furnace. Maybe I need another one for the future. Go there. You gotta be careful about that. can do the walls on the outside here. And then, hey, like, I need another furnace. Two's not fucking cutting it. We're not cooking that sulfur fast enough. So let's say, hey, let's get 2 more furnaces in there going. That'd be fun. And once you cap it with the triangles on all 3 sides, or on 3 of the 4 sides, you're locking yourself into it. So I'm stopping the footprint here. And then in that section, pop through the window a little bit. Expandable furnace space. Some windows there, something to defend from if they come through doors. Furnace space. And if I were to have kept these squares, I could have kept building this infinitely. I could fill this entire thing with furnaces. You can do loot rooms in those little sections. You could put bedrooms over here, more loot rooms. Again, those aren't very well protected. It's a furnace space anyway. But it's just one you could start with just one, and you can expand it to as your your group needs. You can live out of these as well. I used it as starter once. I don't have it on the server. I'm gonna have to load up a different build server to show it to you. Yeah, it's not on this server, or it was at one point. I have one that has 2 furnaces on one side, a giant hemp farm in the middle, and 2 more furnaces cap off the other end. And it can be built modularly, so you can build this in stages as your group gets items, or like you have somebody build this, work on this while somebody starts main. You can use this as your starter until main's ready to move into. It's just a clever way to expand on the whole furnace space idea. If you do upgrade any of the roofs, you have to upgrade them all, otherwise you're going to get gaps. Yeah, there's a short